Have you ever just looked at your dog and wondered, what in the world is going on in that furry little head of yours? Well, it turns out none of their weird behaviors are random. Every single little glance, every quirky habit, it all has a hidden meaning. So let's start translating their secret language.
I mean, it's a fair question, isn't it? We think we know them inside and out, but honestly, their world is so different from ours. They are talking to us all the time, using this whole other language that, let's be honest, we usually misunderstand or miss completely.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're on a mission to translate these common behaviors, to turn all that confusion into a real connection. We're going to decode their secret language so you can finally understand what your best friend is really trying to say. And you know what? Let's start with the best part, the love. These are those heartwarming, feel-good signals that show just how much you mean to them. And a lot of times, they're saying it in ways we don't even recognize. Okay, so when your dog just presses their entire body weight into your legs, that is not them being lazy or just looking for something to prop them up. Nope, that full body press is a huge statement. It's them saying, I feel 100% safe with you. You are my comfort zone. It's a dog hug. It's that simple. Oh, this one gets me every time. You see that slobbery, beat-up toy come your way and you think, all right, playtime. And yeah, sometimes that's part of it. But the real meaning behind it, wow, it's such an incredible honor. They are literally offering you their most prized possession. They're saying, I value you so much. I want to share my greatest treasure with you. You know the one. You walk in the door and your dog just unfolds into this huge, satisfying stretch, maybe with a little groan for good measure. It's so easy to just write that off as them shaking off a nap. But that single move, it is packed with messages. So, that big stretch is doing a couple of things. First, it's their body language for game on, my favorite person is home and I'm ready for whatever's next. But think about it. It also puts them in a really vulnerable position, with their belly kind of exposed. They would only do that around someone they trust completely. It's a sign of total and absolute security. Ah, the furry shadow. You get up to grab a glass of water, and suddenly you have an escort. It's easy to think it's just them being clingy, right? But it's not about being needy. You have to remember, you are their entire world. They follow you because they don't want to miss a single second of the adventure. It's this beautiful mix of pure devotion and, yeah, a little bit of FOMO. All right, but not every behavior is about you. A lot of the weirdest things our dogs do are actually echoes from a much, much wilder past. These are instincts hardwired into them from their wolf ancestors. You see them do this little pre-sleep dance on the living room rug, and it seems so random, doesn't it? But this is their survival programming in action. Every single one of those circles was once a life or death checklist. First, stomp down the tall grass to make a bed. Second, scare out any snakes or bugs. And third, position yourself just right to catch the scent of any danger on the wind. Your dog is just following ancient instructions. I know, it can look a little alarming, can it? Your sweet, cuddly dog suddenly turns into a vicious hunter with their little stuffed duck. But this is pure instinctual play. They're actually practicing the final move of a hunt. That intense shake is a deeply ingrained motor pattern, and to them, it's just a really, really fun game. Oh, the frustration is so real. You spend all that time and effort to get them clean and smelling like shampoo, and what's the very first thing they do? They find something absolutely disgusting to roll in. Well, believe it or not, there is a reason for this madness, and it comes straight from the wild. That's right. They're not trying to make you mad, they're trying to be better hunters. Out in the wild, rolling in something really pungent masks their own scent, which lets them sneak up on prey. So when your dog does this, they think they're putting on the perfect olfactory camouflage. To them, ode a dead worm is a tactical advantage. So this is a classic misunderstanding. We see them kicking up grass and dirt everywhere and we think, oh, they're trying to be clean like a cat. But they are doing the exact opposite of covering their tracks. See, they have scent glands in their paws, and by kicking the dirt, they're spreading their scent far and wide. It's like they're putting up a giant, flashing billboard that says, I was here. Okay, let's shift gears for a minute and talk about something a little more serious. Because while a lot of these behaviors are cute or just kind of quirky, some of them are actually distress signals. And learning to spot these can be incredibly important for your dog's health. If you notice your dog is constantly, and I mean constantly, licking or chewing at their paws, that's not just casual grooming. That is a huge red flag. They are trying to tell you something is wrong.
It could be anything from a thorn they stepped on to a painful allergy, an infection, or even a sign of severe anxiety. It's literally an SOS signal.
So, just take a second and think about it. When was the last time you really truly looked between their toes and felt their pads? This is just a little nudge to be proactive. A quick check today could save them a whole lot of pain down the road.
Now, this behavior can be really confusing and, frankly, frustrating for us, but it's so important to understand the emotion that's driving it. Sometimes, especially with young pups, it's just pure, uncontrollable excitement, like, I'm so happy I literally can't hold it. But in other situations, it's a sign of intense fear. It's a submissive gesture to say, I'm small, you're in charge, please don't hurt me. Scolding them for this only makes that fear worse.
When a dog disappears under the bed as a storm rolls in, we just see it as them being scared. And sure, they are, but it's because their senses are absolutely incredible. They can hear the low-frequency rumbles of thunder miles away, stuff that is totally silent to us. They can even feel the drop in barometric pressure in the air. So hiding isn't cowardice, it's a smart response to an early warning system that we can't even perceive.
So, after all that, your dog's world probably looks a little different now, huh? All those little quirks and habits, they're starting to look less like random actions and more like an actual conversation.
Whether they're giving you that full-body hug by leaning against your legs or doing that ancient spinning dance before they go to sleep, there is always a message, there is always a reason. The conversation, it never ever stops. And honestly, what we've talked about today is just the tip of the iceberg. Experts have identified dozens and dozens of these signals. Every single day, your dog is sending you this constant stream of information about how they're feeling, what they need, and what's on their mind. And that's really the big takeaway here. The conversation, it's always been happening. The only difference is that now you have a few pages from their dictionary. Now you're better equipped to actually hear what they're saying. So the next time your dog brings you their favorite toy, or does that big stretch when you get home, or spins 3 times on their bed, you're going to see it differently. The only question is, what new message are you finally going to hear?